Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. So again, if you recognize the seats, I'm in the Evo. Just pulled out my cell phone because I just had a very long conversation with my good friend Gary. Now Gary and I, we talk for hours sometimes, exchanging ideas and whatnot. We have a lot of things in common. He brought up something to my point, so I just thought I'd make a quick video since I haven't uploaded or edited anything for this week for the channel. And it's along the lines, speaking along the lines of something I said in the last video. I'm not sure if Gary, well, anyways, I'll just let you know how it is. So he mentioned that at the end of the video that I said something to the effect that cars like Wilbur's car, we expect it to break. And then he had his concerns, and I love Gary for that. He expresses his concerns, and then we talk about it. He was like, he's not sure how that is going to be received. And I just felt I should talk about what I said and why I said it. Thing is that I don't script when I make videos, so whatever I say is just what I'm thinking at the time. Sometimes it comes out wrong, but it is what it is. I said it, and that's what it was. But let me put some context to it. So Wilbur's car, I think I said in the video that we started off around 400 horsepower and his goal is around 600. We may push it a little bit higher and stuff may break. We need to touch on that a little bit, in that the goal when you inherit or you're working on anybody's car, be it 100 horsepower or 1000 horsepower, is for it to never break. If you do your job right and all the components are up to task, and then luck is on your side, because sometimes you have really good components and they still break. Nothing is supposed to break. I believe I believe that, and I agree with Gary that we have inherited a culture. I'm not sure if it's YouTube, I'm not sure if it's whatever, that guys believe that, hey, I'm building a X 100 horsepower car, and if it breaks, it breaks. If it breaks, that's just how it is. That's not how it's supposed to be. Within reason, that is. The Evo platform is a very, very well developed platform, and Wilbur's goals falls well into the realm of the safe, reliable horsepower. So in that regard, it should not break. We will not be pushing the car into uncharted territories, because to make omelets, you have to break the egg. So when you start pushing a 4-cylinder engine to the 1000+ horsepower, no one really knows the limit of a stock XYZ block, not until you push it, and then we get to the limit, and then that becomes public knowledge. So in his case, we're not pushing any limits. The rod should hold, the engine component should hold, and we have enough. We have a very powerful ECU that has. All right, so a call came in on the phone while I was recording. So we have a very powerful ECU, the Haltech Elite. Okay, all right. So that call just messed up everything. Alright, so like I was saying, we have a very powerful ECU, the Haltech Elite 1500. So we do have ability to monitor almost everything that we want to. So within reason, we try our best. When I say we, I mean I'm speaking for myself and everyone who calibrates or tunes cars, so to speak, for a living. We try our best, or we should try our best, to always monitor everything that is going on. So that is why it's important to buy very good sensors and listen to, I guess, who's advising you, be it your tuner, your engine builder, and take everything with a grain of salt as well. In that, I want to monitor oil pressure, I want to monitor oil temperature, I want to monitor fuel pressure, I want to monitor knock, I want to monitor F-fuel ratios, and every single thing in between, coolant pressure and everything, because I want to give the engine the best chance it has of it surviving. And I believe everyone who does this for a living should follow that, because no one likes to build an engine twice. I certainly don't like to see anyone suffer any engine failure, and it feels extremely bad even when it's not your fault and something just breaks it. I remember the time when I was buying parts to my car and I could barely afford to put fuel in my car, so a breakage always sets you back. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, is that the last video I said that the car may break. When I say that, I like to be honest. Those of you who have tuned with me, when I speak with you on the phone, I'm an open book. I try to set my customers and my friends, or anyone I'm speaking to about tuning, try to set the expectation up properly, in that when you drop off a car or when you build it a car or whatever, some cars are easy. I mean, Miatas, for instance, I do like, I would say easily a couple hundred a year. When you do a Miata, let's say stock internals, low boost pressure, there's very little risk. Usually you know where to stop. So it's you can almost do that and almost guarantee that there won't be a failure because you're making 250-ish wheel pump gas. The car will probably live forever. But when you start pushing it, like I said earlier, and you start pushing 600 horsepower, you want to build a 600 horsepower Miata. It's not really chartered territory. A lot of guys have not done it. So yes, we can do it. Put good rods, but at the end of the day, it's not a proven setup. Similar to how we know LS engines can make 800 horsepower without breaking a sweat. There's very little risk. So what I mean, let me just backtrack a bit because that's how I always end up on these long talks. So my thing is just to say, and after speaking with Gary, I understood where he comes from. It's almost I don't want people to believe or subscribe to that culture that we have developed now that whenever you build in a high horsepower car, it's supposed to break, and if it breaks, that's how it is. That's not how it's supposed to be. And I task myself and all other tuners listening or watching this, we have to do the best job that we can. We try to keep the cars alive. So that now will be decided on whether the customer wants to align his or her expectation. And so far, I think Wilbur's expectations and goals have aligned with what we think is safe for the car. 600 horsepower the car, unless we have a failure. Maybe we have a defective rod bolt, stuff happens. So that's what I was trying to get at. Stuff happens. You may just have built everything right and then something just fails that it was not supposed to fail. Factory defect or whatever. I always say that babies are born dead, brand new babies. So we can have a brand new part that just fails. So fingers crossed that we're not having any of that. We're not going to get any of that. And I'm going to try my best to keep everything alive because I mean I always err on the side of caution. I always try to be a bit more conservative and I want everything to last. It doesn't make sense you build a car, it makes 800 horsepower and it only lasts you 2 weeks and then spin a bearing, break a piston, and then you have to go back and dig back into your funds. So that's what I wanted to clear up. Gary, thanks for the call. Spoke about a bunch of other things, but it's not relevant to this car. So I just thought I'd make a quick video to put out for you guys to let you know that at the end of the day, it's not to be interpreted that cars will break. They can break, but this one, hopefully, fingers crossed that it doesn't. If every single thing, luck, you need a degree of luck too, because sometimes you put the parts in and they just break. But all things aside, the car should go on smoothly. Or at least we're hoping to. Anyway, so hopefully that performs some clarity to that, and let me know. Well, I'm anticipating the next call from Gary very soon after I upload this video. Anyways, thank you, Gary, and thanks you guys for watching.